know it's been out there and stuff. So
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't seen it.
it's pretty funny.
Francis, do you have some stuff so we? I can take it back to. I put my hands in my mouth and all that good stuff. Anyway, yeah, I haven't seen that one. I heard it's 30 minutes, so when I heard it was 30 minutes long, I don't want to spend time watching it for 30 minutes. I like Batman Son's 8 minutes, in and out, bang.
Well,
Done.
it's you do get plenty of entertainment value, but just a heads up, they do swear a lot, so they do.
I didn't hear that. Thanks. I didn't hear that they swear. I heard it was 30 minutes. Did I lose?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah. Did I lose?
Yes, but technically Epyon cheated.
Yeah.
He has
That's why it's on TV. If it was real life, that wouldn't happen. That's why.
yeah, he has a computer that can predict the future, so that's why Tigerzord lost.
Cheater. What a cheater. That's like me fighting in a fight going, okay, he's in a left hook me right now. Okay, now he's going to punch me, quick move. Bam. Hold on, let me predict the future right now. I'm going to win CM Punk. Okay, that's it. It's really not cheating, it's just called training. You know what I mean? But,
That needs to happen too.
I know, waiting, dude. Wait, my phone going, hello? CM? No.
So, I saw a picture a little while back of you in like a silver Dino Charger like, costume. Are you actually going to be in it?
No,
or-
that was like an April Fool's thing. Someone
Okay.
did. Someone made like an April Fool's thing, and it just spread like all over the place. But then Lake's in it, Austin's in it, so they just used that as a stock photo and just dropped it.
Oh, okay.
I think, Charlene, you have one of you, right? I saw one on
Yeah, when is Aaron gonna release
Maybe.
the Ryu versus Green Ranger?
Ryu versus Green Ranger will be released.
Yeah.
February. That's something like that.
Just dub in whatever
they're
you
saying,
want.
you know.
It's a very, I wouldn't say complex, but we're taking our time on that one because of all the re-envision lines. It's gonna be, when that drops, it's gonna be very hard to compare anything with it because the suits have been revamped. People are making toys, people are cosplaying now on it. So no matter what happens, even with the re-envision of the movie or if I return as the Green Ranger or whatever, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I've been branding myself the whole time. Like now with this whole re-envision of the White Ranger thing, people love that. Now with Green Ranger, people are already getting cosplay costumes and everything for it. And I like it. Someone's making toys. I think it looks dope. And the fight scenes are really good, because we're able to monitor it all. The people that worked on it, Alvin and Peter and Aaron, you'll see, man. When you see it, it's just gonna be like you're gonna remember it, you know. And it's gonna be hard. I just think it's gonna be hard for someone to top that, in my opinion. Because sometimes those small, you know, things that when you let a fan in charge of it, then they'll give you what you want. But when the studio's in charge and they don't know who you are and what the franchise is about, that's how sometimes things get ruined.
Yeah.
My opinion is if I was gonna relaunch or re-envision, I'd probably hire nothing but a whole cast and crew of Power Ranger fans who could do the costumes, who know this character, that know, it just will make an awesome movie. They get other people that don't really know what they're doing, that's the problem. You know, like the director's got to review, he's got to study everything about us, right? If you had someone that knew everything, you don't need to study, just get busy. That's what Aaron does. You know? So we just get busy with what we want to see, what he wants to see, because he's a fan too. So he imagined like, I wonder what I would want to see, and then he'd be like, yeah, I thought it was awesome. It's pretty cool. So, yes.
How long does it normally take you to film something like Bat in the Sun? Or,
Oh, Bat in the Sun is so quick, man. Like, White Ranger versus Scorpion. I'll tell you the Power Ranger movie we shot, I want to say like 90 days or 100 days, 120 days. Bat in the Sun did the White Ranger, White Ranger versus Scorpion in like 3 days.
so it's just like
Because we don't have to cut through all the BS. Like in Hollywood, when you have a movie and you have a big movie, like if you were doing hair, for example, right, and I asked you to fix my thing, you can't because that's his department. And then if I ask you for this, like I can't technically do it. It's like, dude, just do it. You're like, that's not my department. So everyone has a department, and the money just, you know. That's why actors get spoiled all the time because they have stand-ins. You don't have to do anything. And for me, I'm not like that because, like, you know, deal with ADD. I can't just sit and not do anything all day. It's like I gotta get my hands into something. But yeah, it's a lot of money, and a lot of times when we're shooting, it's, you know, you set the lights and then you're adjusting and hit the marks. And Bat in the Sun, they just boom. They know what it's like. We'll get in the marks, one take, pop, pop, bam, good cut, go on to the next one. So production value even on the Taze Cat and then the Operation Black Unicorn with John Morrison's coming out. And we filmed that, and it was just like, you know, I gotta say, half the reason on a production like that is because we're all there for the same reason. A lot of times when you're working on movies, actors are hired, they might not like what they do. I'm not saying power, I'm just in general. They might, it's a job. So their job is only technically do there, go back, and I'll be in my room when you need me. But everyone on Bat in the Sun or small productions are very excited about it. Even the actors, like, whoa, that was awesome. Let's do it one more time, you know. So that's what makes a difference on an independent project. Because me and Johnny are going to do a film together. We talked about Johnny Bosch. We're doing it. We talked last night about it, and we're definitely doing it because we always say we're going to do it. But now that we've worked together, brought him in for some Bat in the Sun stuff, and we just want to because we know how to film, what works, and get the people involved, like even fans that want to aspire to do stuff like that. That's what we look at. We look at people that are coming up, you know, like coming up stuntmen, people that want to do that stuff. It's not the easiest thing to break into Hollywood to be like, I mean, but it is, I would say it's easier if your mind is not on your goal, your mind is on the work that you do today. For example, you can't, all these people and all the other stuff that's been out there, Megaforce and everyone's been offered the same deals. And I don't mean to say that over and over, but we are. I just look at the bigger picture. Bat in the Sun, I did it for free with the White Ranger versus Green Ranger, Ryu. I did it free because I want to give my fans something they can really look forward to. I flew to LA, I put up my hotel, I paid for everything because I wanted to be in the costume and give you guys something you can look forward to because I see the bigger picture is to make people happy, people are excited about it. A lot of people don't. They see for right now, like, if I ask you guys, hey, you guys want to film a movie? Half of you all are like, yeah, I'll do it. And this half, well, how much am I going to get paid? I'd be like, I can't deal with that right now, man. We're not talking about that. Let's all make the film that we, and then afterwards, people can enjoy what they want. So that's kind of how I've always worked in, you know, Power Rangers and just with anything. You know.
Speaking of Megaforce, how'd you like how the Legendary War episodes turned out?
I was actually happy the way it did because it's going to steer people to the Green Ranger versus Ryu. And because I didn't fight and I didn't sweat, we saved it all for the Green Ranger versus Ryu. You know, if I didn't have that, I would be really probably disappointed that they cut a lot of Japanese footage out and like Green Ranger wasn't even fighting, and it was like, to me, like leading it and all. It just was a little disappointing, but then I was very happy when that didn't happen because everybody's like, I wanted to see a fight. I'm like, don't worry, Green Ranger versus Ryu. It's going to make up for every past fighting scene ever. And even the future fighting scenes. We did amazing stuff on it, so I was okay to be in it. I think it was a little fast. They rushed like one episode into like this whole epic 20-year reunion thing that could have been really good, and they probably could have got more people involved if they did longer episodes, like say a 3-parter. Maybe some of the other Rangers would have came back and they could have fit them. Because you have to remember, how we're going to fit like 20, if all the Rangers came back, I mean, some of them don't even have a line, so what are they going to be, like a quick shot? So they should have spent a little bit more time, milked it out for 3 episodes, and really gave it, that's just my opinion, but I think they underestimated the power of the fans, like they did this episode, like, oh, it's just going to be a little thing, and everyone's just, you know, talking about it, and then movies and all that stuff. I'm just glad I stayed with Power Rangers for so long, doing Dino Thunder and trying to bring the ratings up. I've never left the franchise. I've always embraced who I am, and it's great now because seeing that loyalty through the years, and now it's a big launch again into, you know, Lionsgate and into all this other stuff. They know sincerely I'm there from here, not for, well, I want to be involved. It's like I've been involved. So that's what keeps me on top of the chain, I think, is the loyalty into the franchise, I guess.
Yeah, the internet has gave us information that you are being casted in the new reboot movie.
Who did that?
The movie plot from.
Yeah, a lot of those things, I'll be honest, man, they don't know what's going on. I have a real close relationship with Saban. I have such a close relationship, they don't even tell me. So if they don't tell me what's going on, I know a lot of those things are starting to be, you know, that's why when people call and ask about CM Punk, they're like, oh, I know it's an internet rumor. I'm like, it's really not an internet rumor. I mean, that's legit, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of things that start as rumors that they don't know. I do know that, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it because I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm for sure they'll be filming this year, and the movie will be coming out next year, but it's all top secret, hush-hush for me. But I'm staying on top of it. They just, I think that the corporations know me really well, that they're like, be careful what you tell JDF because he's so close to his fans, he's going to share the stuff, and he's going to be good or bad. So they're really like, oh my God, you know, really careful on what they tell me. And they're like, please don't say this or say that, you know, so I'm real careful on what I say. So, anyway. Yeah, they'll probably be filming this year. Probably get legal letter.
Confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed. Yeah, real careful, you know, speculate, it's confirmed. Yes?
So as far as your fan base goes, how crazy is it to see from where it started to how loyal the fans are still today?
Man, I think it's great. I mean, this is what sometimes I don't get, you know, is like, I travel around with a lot of people, I'm on tour, and all these guys have done a lot of stuff. Like, my stuff is, 10 years, and I'm on tour with like all these people that done movies, and they just completed, and I have such a loyal fan base that they always come up to me and say, hey man, like, what are you doing to have all? I'm like, well, I think for years I've been putting in, stuff back. That's why these actors really can't withdraw from their fans, is because they have not invested into them at all. So when they want to, like, when you have a friend that withdraws from you all the time, just, give me, it gets boring, right? But if you have a friend that invests into you, and it's a give or take, and you'll do, and they'll do for you, and that's what I think the fan base needs to be, is like, invest in your emotional bank account, and you invest in my emotional bank account, so we can emotionally withdraw, not financial things, but we can emotionally withdraw favors. And that's kind of what you guys, that's why, for my fans, I know, I was like, if I have to post, like, call Savannah and take me getting in a movie, they will not work for the next week. I know my fans are diehard, but I think a lot of actors, and I thought about this because I was in New York, and I was thinking, man, I'm so blessed for like 4 days. People are calling me king of the con. I had like 8 hours line, hours, and I was thinking, what's different, than you got Arrow, and you got all these people, and what's different? I just think that my fans know me. I spend a lot of time on social media. I look today at a few things so I can remember when people come up to me today and say, hey, I posted. I'm like, yeah, I remember. So I think just it's amazing for me, and it started like small. And sometimes if you don't see, like, here's the thing, I think if people work out or they train and you don't see like an instant result, what do? You quit. You just quit. It's like, oh man, I don't see an instant result. I'm so frustrated, I just want to quit. Or like in a relationship, like, this ain't working, man. Like, you just told me it's not working, but you have to give it time. And then you start seeing these slowly results and say, you know what, I do look good. I drop half pound a day, I'm looking, and little by little, it's like running the marathon. And I think people don't do that. They're so quick to, I don't see it. So for me, when my fan base was like slowly, and now things starting to come up in snowball. But you don't step away when that happens, nor do you step away when it doesn't happen. You just can be who you are through the whole entire thing. It doesn't matter, what you do and what interviews. I have that happen a lot. I have people come in, do interviews. I don't know who's who, and actors say that, like, how do you know where he's from? I said, it doesn't really matter. How do you know he's real? It's like, doesn't matter. You just do every interview the same. And it doesn't matter if you're CNN, podcast, no fans, just starting, and you got like 5 million people. If you do that, life will be easy because you treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
So, and that's, and that's like I think that's the biggest thing for me. And another thing, this is just a little life thing, but another thing you have to remember is that there's only a certain amount of people that really know you, right? Like, that really, truly know you. And sometimes people don't give it the time, or you might not want to give them time to know you. So what happens is when they're here, you're no longer friends. And what do? They turn on you, and then they say, you're this, you're that. And so everyone starts thinking that's the way you are, but that's not the way you are, because they don't know you in the first place. So the people that you get close into your life that know you is that inner circle, right? Of people in the inner circle, there's problems. Everyone always asks me, like, hey, on Power Rangers, do y'all get along? It's like, family. And I'll ask you one thing, does your family get along 100%? No, I don't think any family does. We've always got the aunt, the uncle, the cousin that doesn't do this. It's just life growing pains, Get along with everybody, but you have to really ask yourself, like, who knows me? And who's going to judge me? Because it really doesn't matter. That's like when I have people on my page say something, like, oh, I know you, and you're only nice on camera. It's like BS. Because I just watched Keanu Reeves today on camera. Someone was like filming him like this on a train. I was watching, they say, I heard Keanu's a really nice guy, and this proves it. So I'm watching it. They're filming from a phone, and he just got up and told the girl, you want my seat? And she said, yeah, that's what I do. I do this stuff all the time. So I'm not afraid of cameras or following me, because it really proves that who we are. So when people say that, like, you're fake on camera, it's like, who doesn't walk around like, and being like, sometimes I can't walk around and show you all like, oh, today's a bad day. How about you come to a VIP and I just, today's just a bad day. No one wants to see that. So I think we feed off each other. I think that's the important thing. So yes.
What's your all-time favorite prank you played on a fellow cast member?
All-time favorite prank? Man, I did a lot of crazy things. like Dave came to my house, and I mean, I told him that story, but you know, everyone knows the story about the sandwich thing. How you doing, bud? Everyone knows about the sandwich thing, but like, I didn't do it to be mean, to like make Dave eat like a bug sandwich. Like I put the fly in the sandwich in Australia, and I put the sandwich in my hand, like not on a napkin. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna prank him, and I'm gonna walk way into the desert, and be like, hey Dave, I got you something like really suspicious, you know, like, hey, got you a sandwich. They can be like, you know, and I did, and he's like, thanks, buddy. And I was like, you're welcome. Then I was like, dang, it kind of feels good to be good, you know, like, wow, like I should have done that for a different intention. And then I walked away and he ate it, and I was like, He knows there was a fly in it now, but we used to pull a lot of different pranks. I think Johnny Bosch was funny. Driving to the movie, I told him to climb outside the window, climb to the other side. There's a stunt guy, and then I tricked him to get outside the freeway. We were going like 50, 60 miles an hour, so he climbed out the shuttle van. I was like, do it, dude. I was like, you want to be Jackie Chan, right? He's like, I love Jackie Chan. I'm like, do it, dude. You can do the stunt. Like, no stunt, man. No, he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, dude, go out the window and then just climb around and come on the other side. Like, do it. And he's like, all right, I will. So he went out the window, and I just rolled the window up, and I was like, he's like on top. He's like, hey. And I was like, and then I took Henrietta's wheel, and I went like this, and he's like on top of the car, and I'm like steering it like that, and then I was like, all right, roll the window down. He's like, I said, that was good, man, that was good. He's like, you rolled the window, so little things like that. Dangerous stunts. But I would only do it with Johnny because I know he can do it. That's why. Johnny's a pretty good stunt man, he's legit. That's why I want to do a movie with him. So if we do a movie, we probably won't have any stunt guys, like at all. Yeah, he's pretty crazy.
Cool.
All right, we'll go yes and next.
Okay, can you talk more about the project then with you and Johnny?
Well, not yet. I mean, we're trying to do the Taste Cadden thing, the Operation, Black Unicorn, the Taste Cadden, which is like an assemble line of like, it's kind of like Expendables, but in a smaller thing where I get some, really good CIA agent guys, and he's gonna be like one of them that I'm trying to work with, So we filmed some stuff, but it's kind of a surprise.
Okay.
To me too. I have to see how it's gonna work. I'll be seeing, oh, that's what we did. Sometimes Aaron's like that. Yeah.
I noticed in your the trailer for Black Unicorn,
Yeah.
when you're fighting you said you used to play
With the flute in high school, yeah. That was Aaron's line. I was like, do you really want me to say that, dude? He's like, yeah, it was actually kind of funny. Yeah. Are you a music fan? I've been known to play the flute in high school. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's a good project. We're working on a few other serious projects, but it's a good project. Everything I work on, I try to have fun. I mean, I'm really hoping, like, how they have the celebrity wife swapping TV show.
Yeah.
I'm really close on getting it, man. Like, I got to answer all these questions, and oh my God, whoever gets Tammy and Jenna's gonna be my nightmare, dude. I'll be like, what family I get them, and be like, oh my God.
How do they feel about that?
I just sent Tammy that she's skydiving right now, and she's doing a world record, and I just told her, I said, hey, you got to answer all these questions, and there was a ton of them, like, how's Tammy do, and how does Jenna get away with stuff, and I'm just like, sin, but switch like a good month, but we'll see. I think she thinks it's fun, but go ahead.
Okay, so I just gotta ask for my own personal life, what is the most significant hurdle you've had to overcome, and would you change having to overcome it?
I was thinking about that the other day, man, like, because I saw my parents and all that stuff, and when I was growing up, I was into martial arts, but we were, when we were growing up, there's always trouble around you everywhere. Like at that time, like I don't care who you are, there's always drugs, there's always this, there's always choosing, there's always stealing, there's all these little outlets that you can plug into, which I think a Comic-Con outlet is pretty healthy. Because I skydive and I do all these wind tunnels and I do karate, and everyone always says, well, I don't understand you, man. Like, I don't understand why you do. I'm like, well, everyone has their outlets. Like, I'm sure someone told you, I don't understand those Comic-Cons. It's kind of weird, man. You're like, I hear it all the time, like your friends, other people, and it's like an outlet. So for me, growing up and staying on the right side of the street, because I wasn't always like that. I'm not gonna pull a Vanilla Ice either, so don't worry. But I was never always like that. But to really try to find yourself and find your true meaning of what you were here for, I think was the biggest thing I was searching for. It's like, what am I here for? Really, like, what each one of us have a purpose in life to do, and it doesn't matter about your beliefs or what you believe in. Each one of us serves a purpose here. What we do, we're all talented in different directions. Like, there's things that fans could do that I could never do. like draw, like I had to draw for a TV show the other day, for draw, it was embarrassing. They're like, show me your picture. I'm like, no. Each one of us have a purpose. So I think the biggest hurdle is to realize that my gift was, teaching. I love teaching, and my gift is people, regardless of where that goes into acting or anything else. I'm not gonna say my gift is being an actor, because that's just something little about being an actor. This, to me, is what being an actor is all about. Most actors don't want this, they just want that. So they'll do 5 minutes of screen time, hey, look, this is what I'm doing, but they don't enjoy the big part of what acting is about. And for me, changing lives and trying to figure out, like, that was my biggest obstacle, like, hurdle, was thinking, like, if you left tomorrow, what are you gonna leave with? Are you gonna leave your wife, your girlfriend, your mom and dad with just a miss? Are they, is stuff when you die and everyone finds out you're doing all this crappy stuff, so then you become a legend, but then you die and you're doing this and you're doing that. So I was like thinking, man, what if I didn't live tomorrow because I do all these dangerous things? What would I leave behind? And that's what I want to leave, more of a legacy behind, something that's more tract of who I am, not just what people say I'm on Instagram or what people say I'm on camera, but truly the people that know me can vouch for who I am and what I do, not the other people that say you are. Because all the other people that say you're not this and that, that's the outside circle. They all get along and they create a little hater group. I'm talking about the inside people. The people that Tammy can go, you do have a big heart. You're a jerk sometimes. You scream and you cuss a little at home, right? We all have those things, but ultimately, like, who you really are, that's what's important. That's why I like with the Jesus and tap and all that stuff. I think people can relate to me because I'm not here just to jam things. I'm not perfect. No one is. When you say someone's perfect and go to, to be a Christian and all that stuff, I am, but I'm not perfect like that. We all make mistakes, and I think that's what's best about it. God hung out with the crooks. He didn't run from them and hang out with the goodly people and not talk to the badly people. I was struggling in life, so I was trying to figure out, like, it's a tough thing. You're on TV, everyone sees you all the time, so how could I be fake 24/7? Because when they say I'm on camera all the time. So if I was that fake, I'd probably crack and not be here no more. We all have this. We all go through ups and downs, but this is my release. It's an outlet for me to have group therapy. This is what I call it. I really do, man. You have a problem, you have an addiction, where do you have anything, where do you go? Group therapy. Put you in a room, you sign up, you're worried about, oh man, but there are people that are dealing with all the addictions you are, then you can come clean and talk. This is like, for me, this is how I straighten myself up. It's just like, I can remind myself, I think that's what's important. I know that's not the very long answer to your question, but I was just thinking about that the other day. I've overcome a lot, and I think my mom is more proud to see me like this than when I was growing up as a teenager, wondering, could he get into this? Because that's the biggest fear as a parent, like wondering, what if my child got involved in that? So, and raising kids is not easy. Jenna's a handful. She'll kill me if she sees the video, and then she'll be like, cute.
We all know, when you first got into MMPR, it was just kind of meant to be like, just a short thing,
Yeah.
with being Tommy and the Green Ranger. And obviously later on they brought you back. Is that something that, when you approached it, it was like, I'm just going to do this for, a short time and then move on? How did you feel when they were like, people loved you, we want you to come back, and then, you're, even now, you're still involved in it? Is it something that, like, it became overwhelming for a while? Did you kind of resent it?
I never got overwhelmed, nor I never resented it, and then there's a lot of people that have, I haven't. And I know everything here in my mind, that I will just never, like, people always, you got issues, like, I hear everything and I remember everything. And I know people that were resentful for the show. Don't stand on stage with me if you don't like to do what you do, get off stage. Because I'm here to change lives every single day. So here's the answer to that. I was only hired for 10 episodes. I was so happy to work on television, man. I come out on the stage and I had one episode and I was like, I will pay to do this. I will pay someone. I just don't want to tell them. I was like, I'll pay you to do this. I love it that much. So to get any kind of pay was like, wow, that's my dream come true. Because I'd rather pay for, I would pay for it. It was great. I had 10 episodes. And I think sometimes what I told you earlier is that if you don't have your mind on the goal of like, I'm going to make money, you'll never make it. Because you're just like, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be famous. And I've seen that attitude, and they're not. But the attitudes of, I like it. How does this work? Let me see the camera. Wow, let me see that shot. People that are really into it, is they're passionate. And that's kind of what I've done as my role, day by day. I never wanted to look and say, well, 20 years from now, if I plan this and I plan that, this is gonna happen. Because I do day by day, like with Aaron, batting the sun, I had no clue who he was, no clue. So, yeah, I'll do it. I didn't even look. Did you look at my work? Oh, yeah. I got it. I'll help you out. I'm thinking this guy is going to do a little project. And then he had millions and millions of views. And I think it's just by putting the energy in today to actually have it tomorrow. Instead of thinking about tomorrow, then you forget of the things that you have to do today to have it tomorrow. Tammy don't understand my philosophy. But she's like, you're losing me. I'm like, Tammy, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, she's like, well, tomorrow don't exist if today. I said, I understand, but if you put in like minute by minute, and I put this much passion in, tomorrow will be a better day because I've done my work today. Meaning, well, tomorrow I'm gonna, oh, I missed that VIP meet and greet. That's all right. Tomorrow I got another, you know, you got to put as much time in, and you got to make it, you know, I don't know, Tammy, I lose Tammy, you argue all the time about it, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Focus on what you're doing today so you can have a future. Because if you don't do 110% today, you're not going to have a future. If I didn't do 110% what I did on Tommy every single day, people wouldn't have loved me like that. And my gift was teaching. So I was a teacher. I was, you know, already a superstar. Everyone was like, Sensei Jason around the world and karate, but it just turned into like a mega thing because now I'm on TV, able to reach through television to the kids. You know, when you meet someone, you just know that they're just
That person.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people don't have that talent, but I usually do. Like I'll meet people and I'll know their intentions and stuff like that. You know, I'm not reading everybody like this. But I do, and you have to go by that. And being a kid with an instructor, that's how I got so many kids. The kids love me, man. Like I work with little kids, and I can make them stop crying. I don't want to go on the floor. It's okay, buddy. Give me 5, man. That was my gift. So reaching through television and staring through the eyes, I think people build that trust.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just a gift that I have that other people do too. You know. You might even see someone like, I don't like him. Like, why? You don't know him? Like, trust me, man.
Yep.
Like, I have that feeling. You didn't give him a chance. Trust me. I have that feeling. And then you do it, what they say, and then you're like, I told you so, man. Like, you know.
I work in sales, so that happens a lot.
Yeah. You know,
So I know everybody was asking before you came in, what helmets did you bring for us to see today?
I just have helmets. The green and the white Ranger helmets. We're just switching
Yes.
helmets. Yeah. So, yeah, you're
I'll
welcome.
take him.
Yeah.
It's not
Did you grow up with Dino Thunder, or is it just
I
one of
grew
your
up
favorites?
with I grew up with Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
I think
So-
Dino Thunder was the last season I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
And then I'm rewatching everything.
I like Dino Thunder going back
It was
to it.
a good
For
season.
me, it was cool.
I like it.
I was already known as a, like actor, like it was like, we're working with Tommy, man, that's crazy. It was like, weird. They were all fans. They grew up watching the show. Now they're Rangers and stuff.
It's not exactly a question, but could we do a quick tutorial video of how to do a proper Mighty Morphin Power Rangers morph?
Oh, you probably know more than me, dude. Of which ones do you have?
I've got. It's up to you. I got Legacy Movie White and normal green.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about these morphers that drive me crazy. That, like everyone does, and I'm sure everyone does. And you'll see this a lot. Like you'll see this a lot, right? It drives me crazy. Like this right here drives me crazy because in karate, when we would do like a check stance, kids would go like it's just like for me like it's just I'd get in trouble by doing this. Everything had to be like clean. So like when you see like me do this, like it would be clean. This pinky's broken, but it would be kind of clean like this versus like this, right?
Yeah.
That's the
You
first
keep the
lesson.
fingers together.
But I do like this. I never go like this because of karate form and because I do this. I never go like this. All the guys do this, right? That's not just a habit for me because it came through my karate training. So like I just thought of that the other day because me and Johnny did that, and I was like, I didn't say nothing to Johnny, but I'm a karate, he's a kung fu guy, but you know he probably is used to this kind of stuff. But he did that, and I was just looks strange. It's the first thing on these. So if you want to do the Tommy morph, you know it's got to be like, you know, this. A lot of people don't know about.
Can we do a proper Mighty Morphin morph?
If you want to, man.
Yeah.
Do you want video or
Yeah.
do you want?
Yeah.
How does this work?
Well, you got.
Okay, I got it.
So
I got it.
I'll say Tigerzord, I'll say Tigerzord. I'll say ready, and then I'll say Tigerzord.
Well, the
and you
thing
go.
is, I did a video with Steve Cardenas,
Yeah.
but he kind of did like a motion thing, but he didn't really.
He's I'm new. Damn.
Like that? Okay.
Old school.
Oh, hold on.
You want really old school? Old school is like this. Morphing time, that's it.
Get in.
It was. It just was like, we just do that.
Get in. Focus. Oh,
But
yeah.
then later on,
training,
we'd have
right.
to,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. All right. Technology.
They had to see the toys on screen to sell them.
We were just so happy that we were
Yeah,
staying
yeah,
in
you're good.
sequence. So it was like a specific way. It was just like we all had to like stay in sequence. But what I do is I know these guys go like that, but I go in here and then I
So you kind
shot.
of, so you like swoop around.
Yeah, this hand. Yeah.
You just don't launch your coin.
This coin launches.
Let's try that.
Splash the zone.
So
All right.
just slow.
Hey, this is Jordan Nicolette, Jason David Frank, Tommy, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Dino Thunder, Zeo, Turbo, the best. He's going to teach us how to properly do a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers morph.
Slow motion, okay? All right, so first thing, get your hand like that, right? My little girl asked me to do this the other day, so I was like, really? So it's good that this instructional video is out for all you guys, okay? So back, got this, all right? So number one is when we're gonna, yep, and then straight out, bam. And like I was saying earlier, the coin might fall, but you just gotta go with it. In fact, most of the people are saying, huh, your coin's Velcroed. Now you know why, because we can get the shot with Velcro, okay? So, we do this.
Bandai.
Tigerzord! Okay? You Tigerzord, I'm Tigerzord.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
And Tigerzord!
Ooh. Gone!
And the prop, not included.
Yeah.
That's the way to properly morph. Remember, keep your fingers together like that. Don't do that. Okay? Very good. Thank you.
Nice.
Hey, he's already stole from YouTube.
I know. Great.
He's already downloaded it.
I know.
This was his thing.
Jeez.
And now
Thanks
people
very
say,
much.
"Oh,
That was
great
awesome."
video. That's awesome. He's getting all the credit. Look at him. He's just going right.
You
He's
ever-
getting all the credit, man.
Do you ever get asked to do any,
Thousands already. Look at him.
do you ever get asked to do other morphs with other
Yeah, I do,
morphers?
man. I have to brush up a little bit. I know, this one and
With
then,
Turbo?
bam. Yeah, I'm brushing up. Trust me. Someone asked me, can you do them all four? But I was like, oh, my God.
In sequence.
But the turbo was, the first part, like, or Zeo, what was the turbo?
That's it right there. Yeah,
The
that's
turbo. Because we were doing the morphin, and I was like joking around, like we're making the morphin pose up. I'm like, okay, we're gonna drive the car, and then we turn to the left. Like I was joking around, and that came part is they're like, yeah, I actually like that, the little turn. So we did the little steering wheel turn. That was all for a joke. There's a baseball card where I'm like
That's probably not.
this with my long hair, and I don't know if you ever seen it. I was like all in brown, and I was like this, and they used it everywhere. But like in the middle of the photo shoot, the guy was like, come on, man, work the camera for me, buddy, work. And I was like, okay, man, like, ooh, work the camera. And he was like, oh, this, right there, and he's like, you need to do something, man, because, I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? Do you want me to go like this? Hey! And baseball card everywhere. That's the shot the guy used. So I was like, man. Let me see. I wanted to get a group shot of everybody in the photo too. Two, okay, that's fine. You have a question? We'll get, go ahead. What's your question?
When you were doing Dino Thunder, what was your favorite looking Zord?
Like besides mine?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to look at other Zords.
Exclusive relationship.
It's Tammy. I like the Brachio Zord. It's funny though, because I gotta brush up on dino stuff. It's been so long ago, people are asking me questions about it now. I'm like, oh, God, I gotta really brush up. You know that scene where I was like talking about all the seasons? Like, and then this one, that scene in the, remember when Dr. Oliver was explaining all the seasons? Oh my God, I was like I learned more on that scene than anything. Because half the episodes I've never seen, I was like, this is that, and I'm thinking, oh my God, like I was learning. It was pretty crazy. And then I had to leave for Los Angeles, and then they made me invisible. And so,
Where you were stuck in the suit?
yeah, where I was stuck in the suit. They were thinking about it. I mean, I could have filmed, but I had students and being in New Zealand for a long time. I should have just filmed, but yeah, they just made me invisible.
When they did the SPD Dino Thunder crossover episode, when
They
you
never
saw
asked me.
it,
They never asked
so
me.
that
to do
wasn't
it.
you voicing
No,
it?
Jeff did that. The White Ranger.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was like, why wouldn't they ask me? Like, it's kind of weird. Like, Johnny Bosch did all the voices on every Power Ranger video game, even mine. He told me. I was like, thanks for selling me out, dude. Thanks. I was like, yeah, I just did your voice, man, on all the Power Ranger video games. I was like, cool. I think sometimes maybe they didn't, I think that time they maybe didn't ask because they thought like, oh, he'll never do it. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but Saban knows I'm not like that. Like, the first thing I do is say, let's work. Let's get it done. That the money thing don't matter to me. Like I said, I got businesses, and I don't really, like, this is not my job. And some other actors and stuff, sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not, but I don't want to feel like I have a job. All these appearances, I tell you, like, either you can do stuff, I usually hold smaller VIPs because when I was in New York Comic Con, it was like a huge amount of people. I was thinking, I want to do something kind of a little bit smaller, so the promoters put this on, like no more than a certain amount of people, just so it can be more of an intimate thing versus just a huge, we have a Q&A today anyway. And then the karate classes are always free. That's one thing I'll never charge for, I just can't. Like, I want to introduce you to karate and see if this is something you like to do. I didn't have a social media class way back in the days, but I've been doing karate classes pretty much all over the place, so. And I was saying I don't take an appearance fee on any shows because I don't want to feel like I work for someone. That's just me. Like, I'm probably a stronger worker if I'm not forced to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I work stronger. Like, leave me alone, don't force me. And it's like the kids' psychology thing. Don't eat candy in the candy shop, and you do, and get sick and throw up, and you'll never eat candy again. It's like, you know? So, but where's the pictures we got? Okay. And then we'll take a group shot, and then I'll post it on my Instagram. If you guys, who does not have an Instagram account? Why? It's just
Because for me personally, I just wouldn't use it. Like,
well, you know, Facebook bought it, so you know it's going to be the next biggest thing.
Oh, really?
You know? Facebook bought it for $1 billion. It's worth about $5 billion now, so Facebook knows it's going to be direct competition, so they just bought the competition and merged it together. And Instagram is going to be the next thing because you don't have to. I'm just. We'll see 2 years from now. 2-3 years, you'll be like, yeah, he's right, or I'm wrong.
Confirmed.
come out of